Do you have any like morning routine that you follow to make your life like extra peaceful or to have more gratitude?
I need to meditate every day. I need to do some stretches, some yoga stretches, and I do some deep breathing, which is so helpful, where I just breathe in as much as I can, breathe out maybe 90%, and then just do that over and over again. So I'm just flooding my body with oxygen. And it tells the body to relax and to heal because oxygen is healing. And so I do that for about three minutes, nothing serious. And then I practice joy and gratitude just throughout the day, and sometimes in meditation as well, where I'm just focusing on what I have, what I want, and feeling grateful and joy for this universe for helping me bring it into existence.
So, Todd, was there any specific mindset that you changed and that like completely changed your life?
So many. But it's really all of the tools that help me when I start to get into negative thoughts, or when I start to lose myself to worries. And it's tools like realizing that there is no little moment in my life that becomes this source of stress. It's everything is connected. Everything is existing because of everything that came before it. And we are like farmers. We are reaping the fruits that we've planted in the past and that other people have planted in the past. And we are constantly planting seeds that we wish to harvest in the future. And so there's never a moment where we can fail or that we can never undo a mistake or where it's too late to try something new. It's always, we're just tilling this field and we are able to choose which seeds to plant and what we want to eat in the future. And no regrets, and there is no single moment that we need to stress about or even cling on to, because we're just constantly farming, just constantly getting back to work. And there is such a freedom from that and a real peacefulness. Farming is a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be stressful. And a lot of people love to garden as just a way to de-stress. And so that is always available to us. It's only work if you think it's work. And so it's also play and fun if you don't fight it and you recognize that this is the way to build a healthy life, then it is a source of joy. So for me, that's been very helpful, to just stay in that present moment and to see how our actions can create a different future.
Yeah, I've also noticed that once you get rid of resentment, your life is like almost free from a lot of suffering.
That is such a great point. And that is, if I had to pick one core value, it would be universal love. That I think is the most important value that everyone can have. And a lot of people really want to hang on to hate and really want to hang on to justifying their anger towards someone. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But usually that turns on the person themselves one day, or it turns on a loved one day. And to just make at the top of our mind that I have the intention to love everyone, to love everything, to love every moment. There is just no greater feeling in the world, and there is no greater way to build harmony with everyone around us and to create a pleasant life for ourselves and each other. And so that to me is like the single greatest thing. If we could all agree that that was the ideal to strive for, then we would not have too many problems.
I've noticed that hatred has a lot of weight. Some people like defend their hatred towards anything, like anything of their ideology or anything that they are focusing on. But don't you think that how long can you carry hatred? I mean, you cannot carry hatred forever. It's just so heavy.
It's true. It's when there is the hatred inside of us, we suffer and we feel like we're getting pleasure from the suffering of others. But that is really just a brief break from hatred. It's not peace and joy. We're even tense when we I'm so glad they're suffering. Like we lift our shoulders, we tense our fists. You know, it's stress on our body. And it is not the relaxed, peaceful, happy mindset in life that we want. And it's much better than hate, so we think it makes us happy when someone we dislike suffers, or a celebrity, something bad happens to a celebrity. We all like to gossip and, all that stuff. But that's really going to make us sick. It's going to make us seek out all sorts of pleasure that is unhealthy to deal with that stress. And when we are naturally relaxed and grateful and joyful, then the people we dislike, the people who are not supportive of us or who are no longer in our lives, they literally mean nothing to us. And that is much, much more like a way to be naturally peaceful and to, in some sense, to the best revenge is to have someone who wants to take up your brain space, who wants to make you suffer, and you're just, you got a force field up, they're not getting in. So, yeah, the more we notice those moments of gossip, those moments of resentment coming up, or those moments of where we're even finding happiness at someone else's suffering, we'll see that it's not real happiness and that it is really preventing us from reaching our healthiest, happiest mental states, to having the best life possible. Yeah, it's so funny. The bigger our ego, the bigger target for others to bruise our ego. And so, we see this all the time with narcissists who talk like they're the greatest thing ever, who cannot handle criticism, who lose their temper all the time if they're not constantly praised. And so it's not a peaceful way to live, for sure.
Literally everything, every negative feeling, even every positive thought, every positive feeling is just a thought.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everything is just a thought. And if you understand that thing, your life completely changes. Everything changes after that.
It's very true. Very true. These narrators in our brain have immense power over us. But it really is a habit we develop. And it's so ingrained that it's like, what is the first thought you have in the day before you've even woken up fully? And that's where we can see what the real habit is. Like, what are we feeling before anything else happens in the day? Are we waking up happy, excited, or are we like dreading the day? And this is where making a new habit is so essential, because it takes some effort to undo a thought. And really it is. I think that everyone's brain is thinking habitually. And people who seem happy, I think, created that habit through parents that are happy, or from something in their life that helped them develop that habit. And we don't think of it as like a habit to break or create, but I do see that our thoughts that, you know, are just going 24/7 without our guidance are our habit, you know. And so whether two people can see a low bank account and one person can go, oh, I'm screwed, and the other guy can go like, I need to get to work, you know, I need to make something happen. And so that is a habit, and we can change any habit. Always the mind. Of course there is physical danger, there's conflicts in the world and bad neighborhoods and all that stuff, but for the most part, most people are not in physical danger. You know, they're not, they don't need to be on high alert, but their body is. And so, and even in a war zone, whether it's a soldier who trains the body and mind to calm down and to slow down so that they can be, you know, not panicking and have their wits about them. Or if it is a person who is, you know, in a city that is, you know, being bombarded, we still don't need the stress. We still don't want to take on all that stress, and we want to be able to process that fear and that anxiety and that trauma, you know. So it's not just to say that nothing exists out there. But in every situation, with the rare exception of we're in a physical fight with someone, or, you know, where we do need to hold our breath because we need to be super silent to avoid a tiger, or that stress response that just is for literally fighting or flighting, running away. But most of the time, we're not in that state, but our body is. So that's when we need to allow our bodies to rest and recover from that.